Namaste. I'm Jill Loftus of Nuit Astrology. I'd like to welcome you to your planetary energy forecast for the week of August 22nd, 2022. This is kind of a big astrology week. I wouldn't say it's a good astrology week or a bad astrology week. It's just a big astrology week, all right? So, a couple of the big things that we've got going on. We've got the sun coming into the beautiful sign of Virgo. So happy solar return, my Virgo friends. It is your season. We've also got Uranus stationing retrograde. Now, of course, Uranus is just such a high focus planet because it's been conjoined with the North Node, because it's been in the sign of Taurus, really reworking some pretty fundamental things in our lives. So that's going to be an important day to pay attention to. We have a pretty long void moon on the 26th, and then we've got a pretty tricky new moon coming up. It's at 4 degrees of Virgo. So let's go ahead and hop in here. All right, so we start the week with this shift of the sun moving into the sign of Virgo. We also have a really interesting beautiful flow of energy of Mercury, trying Pluto for the next several days. So this is a really lovely energy. I really like this. It's a great energy for thinking, for creative ideas, for writing. Make sure you spend some time doing those types of things. Now, we've got a Cancer moon, though. It's going to square Jupiter in Aries, so there might be some hypersensitivity here, but that Mercury trine is great and in play for the whole beginning of the week. So I would say it's in play Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, maybe even into Wednesday. Now, on August 23rd, that's Tuesday, the Cancer moon is going to send a beautiful beam over to Uranus. So this is a synchronicity day. This is a download day, like, oh my gosh, I have an idea day. So make sure you meditate on the 23rd. Well, it's important to meditate all the time, but really on Tuesday, make sure you carve out the time for that. Now, the 24th, 9:54 a.m. East Coast, that is when we have Uranus stationing retrograde. And I recently was listening to a lecture by my teacher, one of my primary teachers, Goswami Kriyananda, and he used the idea of when the outer planets station, whether it's retrograde or direct, that it's like a branding iron. It like sears something, right? That's kind of a harsh terminology. But it's an important way to kind of pay attention to why you need to know the days that it stations, right? When the planet is getting ready to go retrograde, it gets so slow. And then this is the day it stations, this day it stops. And then either moves backward or forward, right? And so this is the retrograde. So it's going to kind of go back over these next few months and retrace some of the, chaos it's been introducing as it helps us to break free of things, right? Uranus is the great awakener. Uranus is the bringer of freedom. Uranus rules the internet, those higher octave technologies. And so pay attention to this and pay attention to the symbols. We've got a busy moon. The moon is in Cancer still, so all the feels. It's going to oppose Pluto, so be right across the sky from Pluto. But send a really nice beam of energy to Mercury, and then as it moves into Leo on that day, it's also going to sextile over to the Mars. Now, you're also going to want to pay attention to, there's a nice trine between Chiron and Aries over to Venus in Leo. So I really like that as like a kind of like a sexual healing kind of day, like healing through love, healing through recognition, through beauty. So if you can harmonize the Aries and Leo parts of your life, I think that's a marvelous way to use that energy. All right, August 25th, which is Thursday, we've got another vibe change. We've got Mercury going into the sign of Libra. All right, so Mercury into Libra, we're paying attention to this, these last few degrees of Virgo into Libra because Mercury's going to retrograde next month. And so she's going to be retracing these steps. But Mercury into Libra, brings up conversations about partnerships, about balance, about decisions, about, finding equilibrium, right? And brings a lot of mental energy to that as well. And so pay attention to that and know where that area of life is for you. The moon in Leo is going to trine Jupiter, which is lovely, and then come together with Venus, all right? But it's going to square over to Uranus. And so it's kind of like, let's do that. Nope, can't do it, right? There's something that you want, right? You start to feel that energy, but yet you're getting pushed in another direction, right? So don't drive against, when you're encountering a square, you can't just keep driving against it. It's kind of nudging you. It's nudging you in a new direction. So pay attention to that to know where to go. The moon and Venus are both going to square over to the nodes, all right, as well. So very karmic, kind of karmic day, kind of looking at the big picture karmic day. Like, oh, wow, look at all this, right? There's a lot of information flowing in. Make sure you're journaling. August 26th, we got a really long void moon in Leo. 2:55 a.m. until it goes into Virgo at 8:25. So basically the whole night and day. The moon is void, right? So hard to gain traction, but so magical for meditation, for art, for music, for inspiration, right? For, and even some people say, it's a good moon time to do something that you don't want to really stick, right? So you may want to ponder that. It does oppose Saturn right before it voids out, so there might be a little bit of tricky business, and then the moon will void whatever was happening with that opposition to the Saturn, those feelings, those difficult feelings, cold feelings, limitations or whatever. Then all of a sudden it kind of just tumbles away. So just keep that in mind too. If you're trying to gain traction, that is not the day to do it. All right. 26th and the 27th. And I'm saying both those days because this full moon is at 4:17 a.m. in the sign of Virgo on that 27th. So, you're in the vibe, right? It's at 4 degrees. It squares Mars at the same time that Venus squares Saturn. So, it's just not a manifestation moon. I'm not seeing it. I mean, of course, you should always cultivate the best of the moon energy. But this is a tricky one. This is, I'm calling this the listen to your stern auntie moon. Because it's like, well, this is what I want and this is what I want to manifest. And it's like the Mars is there going, what? No, you can't go this way. You've already gone this way, right? You've pushed that way and it didn't work. And then the Venus to the Saturn is like, well, what are you spending your time on? Like, what are you, stop dreaming and start doing, right? This needs to be, more precise, right? This needs to be figured out. So, just kind of make sure that when you're thinking about manifestation during this moon, that you're very clear as far as what it is that you want, that you're not, this is not I'm going to manifest. This is more like a spreadsheet moon. You got to kind of like really look at the details and be very specific and understand that if you have been getting pushback, right? Pushback, especially from the Mars, right? The Mars, kind of not being able to move forward, right? This is not a moon to push forward, right? This is a moon that you kind of redirect and look for a new angle or a different way to approach it. So I hope that's helpful. All right. Then on the 28th, we want to pay attention to Venus in the sky, in Leo, across the sky from Saturn in Aquarius. Now, this is, some astrologers believe that oppositions are super hard. Some people think the square is more difficult. I definitely think square is more difficult. I think oppositions, you can really find that equal tension, right? You can get both sides into some kind of harmonious balance. And so where's Leo and where's Aquarius for you? How can you harmonize those energies? Venus in Leo wants what she wants and wants to be seen and wants to be heard and wants to be valued, right? Saturn Aquarius is like asking about the big picture, the collective, like what are we doing for everybody, versus just you. So finding some harmony between those two things, slow it down. Oppositions are good for slowing things down. The moon is in Virgo, still in Virgo, and it's going to oppose Neptune, right? Come across the sky and also trine Pluto. So that is also a really interesting day. Still feeling that energy of the new moon, very much so. And in fact, this may be, as you get into the 28th, that actually might be the better day for you to do your manifestations and your rituals. The moon will get a little bit of growth, right? It will have a little bit of growth on it. And even though it's got those couple of oppositions, it still has more ease than those squares of the 26th, 27th, right? Now the nodes go to 15 degrees of Taurus Scorpio. This is the first time that they have gone to that degree. And so that's something to pay attention to. And the South Node in Scorpio is going to conjunct Hygeia, which is an asteroid that I use a lot in my charts because it shows up prominently in the charts of helpers and healers. And so I am really looking for this Hygeia conjunction to the South Node to really highlight some ways that there can be some deep scorpionic healing in the collective, in a big picture way. And of course, if you are 15 degrees of Taurus or Scorpio, you will want to pay attention to the nodes backing into that degree, just to kind of see what that portends. They'll only be there for a week or two, but it might be a very active time, especially with it coming into that release. The nodes are beginning to pull away from Uranus, and that Uranus-Saturn square is beginning to engage again. Well, I hope you found this useful and helpful. If you did, please comment below. Please hit the like button. That helps the channel to grow. I will see you in the next video. Stay tuned for the tarot. I'm interested to see what the tarot is for this week. Namaste. Bye. Hello, my friends. Welcome to your Lotus Tarot reading for the week of August 22nd, 2022. As maybe you've heard, I'm doing these tarot readings in conjunction with my planetary energy forecasts each week and month. This particular spread comes from followers of the goddess Isis, and they reveal two potential ways that the energy will flow, which I really like having options. We have Venus and Gemini. I like options, friends. So let's see what the cards have to say. All right. So the message for this week for those of you watching this video. So the first card is like the past, like what's influencing this current week is what has already occurred, and that past influence is the Emperor. So the Emperor is energy of being in charge, making decisions, being the boss. It's like, okay, this is what I want, okay? And then that revealed this present moment of happiness, feeling contentment at home, feeling a sense of abundance. This is definitely a card that's focused on your home life, securing that safe place for the people that you love and take care of. All right, and then the present, that's you, right? This is your environment, the environment that you're in, the lovers. Wow, there is something really perfect for you. So there's been some beneficial steps taken or events that are making you feel like you are in love with something, right? This is fantastic. Yay, yay. All right, the culmination of these influences, like the, kind of the beginning of this is Queen of Wands. And so this is the homemaker queen. This is, all right, these are the things I need to take action to keep things stable at home. There's definitely an emphasis on home this week, whatever that is for you. All right. Now, this is the key card, the core of the future. Justice, all right? Justice. She's blind, she's balanced, she's Libra, right? She's this Libra energy of weighing things out, of making decisions, of, making the right choice. I feel like she's come up before. Maybe I've just been doing too many spreads, but justice. This is what we want. This is the key of the future. This is also some pretty karmic stuff going down. All right, the opposite force is in play with that Justice card. We've got the Queen of Pentacles, so focused on finances, food, concrete, earth plane type of things. And the other is the World card, right? Where we're trying to go, right? We're trying to be big picture about this, right? Queen of Pentacles might be a little micro, and this might be the macro view. All right, the near future in the that we need to pay attention to. Nine of Pentacles. We need to be paying attention to how we're going to take care of ourselves, how we're going to create our own resources, our own wealth, our own filling our own cups, decorating our own soul. As there's a great what is that poem, right? Decorate your own soul instead of waiting for someone to bring you flowers. She's a savvy, independent woman. She's figuring it out for herself. Okay, so this is kind of key. And the modifiers for her, well, on the one hand, with the Queen of Pentacles, there's change. Oh, change. Always change, right? More change lately than I think we've absorbed in a while. And on the other side, we've got the Ace of Swords. We've got this, new beginnings based on endings, based on logic, based on cutting cords, based on ending things. Intellectual approach. Over here with the Tower, we've got the Two of Cups. There's a lot of positive energy here. I'm really digging this. This is nice. I like this. And then over here, paired with our Ace of Swords, well, we have the Five of Pentacles, feeling some kind of sense of lack. All right, so I think when I look at these progressions, we've got, on this side, we've got the Queen of Pentacles, right? Our origin card is Justice, right? Justice. So this is our origin card. And on one side, we've got the Queen of Pentacles, taking care of business, taking care of the daily life, and just kind of like paying attention to what's going on. That way, when there's something that ends, you know what's the right decision, right? You've already kind of figured out. It's kind of like, yes, I had to make these changes, but they're in service of the better thing, the thing that's better for me. On this side, we've got, the World card, which is like big picture, right? I want to accomplish all these things. And so I start making changes, and this results in feeling like I don't have enough resources. Maybe I went too big. Maybe I let go of too many things here. So let's be a little more careful and cautious, right? Especially with this Nine of Pentacles energy. Like, it's kind of like it's on you. You're going to have to figure this out, right? You got to figure this out for yourself. And so, you're going to make the change that leads to the thing that you want, or you're going to radically cut something out or someone out. Probably because you're going too big, right? You're going for the world and you're just being just very logical about it, but then you feel left out. All right, so let's get our modifier cards or our solutions. All right, so on this side, we've got the Two of Wands, which means a decision has to be made, right? You've got to make a decision. We've got on the other side, the Ten of Wands, doing things the hard way, man. You're just making it harder than you need to. Over here with the Two of Wands, we have the Nine of Wands. Don't give up. Keep going. Make that final push. Make that choice. Make that choice. And on the other side, we've got Page of Swords. Being childish. Being impatient or petulant. Being the bratty kid. All right. So yeah, I think this is a pretty clear... this week it's kind of clear that we need to be... As these karmic events come down, we need to take care of the daily things, very basic things, right? It's Queen of Pentacles stuff, taking care of the basics, the fundamentals. Don't go too big, too hard. If we realize that we are responsible for management and creation of our resources, right? This is a responsibility card. She gets here from hard work and knowing that it's on her. She's not waiting for other people to bring her what she needs. Then when the changes come, they flow making those choices, making those hard choices, right? The choices that lead to change, but you have an instinct that it's good for you, and don't give up. Or you be completely intellectual about it, completely logical, just like, okay, if I want the world, I'm going to do this. Then I end up with not enough resources. I'm not managing my resources well, and I'm taking on too much, and I'm being really immature about it. All right. So yeah, clear pathway this week with this new moon and all of this. I mean, it's just a very clear progression of energy on how to move forward. So I hope this is useful and helpful. If it was, please like it, please share it with a friend, and I'll see you next week. Bye.